Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Taqiah bin Rahim, and in this video I will be explaining about maintenance management. So what is maintenance? Maintenance is actually the process of preserving a condition or a situation or the state of being preserved. For the example, maintenance involved in repairing equipment, functional check, building infrastructure, and many more. So basically, maintenance is the combination of all repairing work, all technical and associated administrative action intended to retain an item or bring it to a state in which it can perform its required function. For the example, maintenance involved in repairing equipment, functional check, building infrastructure, and many more. There are 4 maintenance activity in a building complex, which is the first one is improve the appearance of the building, exterior or interior, such as walking path, car park or hallways. It is very important to keep the exterior and interior in good condition, as it will give the first impression to the client and customer. The second activity is optimize the performance of its working parts, such as correct physical, mechanical, and other defects. And the third one is reduce accident, and the last one is extend the productive life of the property. So now we're moving on to the building maintenance. Building maintenance is a work undertaken in order to keep, restore, or improve every part of the building, its service and surrounds to a currently accepted standard, and to sustain an utility and value of the building. So why it is very important for us to maintain or to sustain the value of the building? Because it's very important to sustain the value of the building to ensure that we will get the positive return from the investment of that property. There are 3 objectives of building maintenance works. The first one is to preserve machinery buildings and its services in a good operating condition, and the second one is to restore it back to original standard, and the last one is to improve the facilities depending upon the development that is taking places in the building engineering. So there are a couple of things that property managers should know before they start to maintain the building. So the first one is what is to be maintained. What is to be maintained is exactly like whether the lift should maintain, or second thing is they should know when is to be maintained. It is very important to know when is the maintenance should be done before the items will start to break down, or else it will affect the safetyness of the workers. And the third thing is the maintenance effective? They should focus on 2 things, which is the cost maintenance and the time maintenance. The last one is what is the level of qualified anticipated. They should know what is the client expectation before they start to maintain the buildings. So now we'll explain about the type of maintenance. So the first one is corrective maintenance. Corrective maintenance known as the simplest system of maintenance, where an element in a building will use until it broke down. So basically the purpose of this maintenance is to restore or repair the broke system. It is also referred as unplanned maintenance, where there is no preventative plan. So this is how corrective maintenance works. Property manager will do the inspection in the building first, and if they detect some issue, there's some issue that needed to be fixed, they will decide if the issue can be fixed on site, or they need to create a work order for the maintenance. There are some advantages and disadvantages of corrective maintenance, but first I will explain about the advantages of this corrective maintenance first. So the first benefit of this corrective maintenance is, you all know that corrective maintenance is the simplest process in maintenance, because corrective maintenance only happen when an element in building start to break down. Second benefit is it has lower short-term cost, because in this corrective maintenance there is no need to spend money on preventative maintenance, since this maintenance does not involve any preventative plan for assets that are not critical. The only time that we need to spend money is when the element of the building start to break down. This is because some failure item in the building can put a large amount of consequential in other elements of the building, such as when the damage of the roof can affect the ceiling in the building. So next, I will explain the disadvantages of this corrective maintenance. The first one is safety concern. Since the maintenance only happen when an element breaks down, this eventually will lead to higher risk of a risky environment. So the second advantages is unpredictability. Since the corrective maintenance don't have any preventative plan, this will lead to more failure that are highly unpredictable and unexpectedly damage to the overall system building. So the next type of maintenance is condition-based maintenance. Condition-based maintenance is a maintenance strategy that will monitor the actual condition of an asset to decide what kind of maintenance that need to be done. Maintenance tasks are determined by efficiently monitor the building's elements such as wall and floor, and services equipment such as boiler, pump, and heating system. Checking a machine of this equipment include visual inspection, performance data, and schedule tests. This condition-based maintenance only happen when a decrease in condition of the equipment base has been observed. The main goal of this condition-based maintenance is to help you optimize your maintenance resources by performing maintenance work only when needed. Advantages of this maintenance is, first one, reduce number of unplanned failure, since this maintenance is only happen when it's needed. And the second one is improve equipment availability, reliability, and worker safety. The last advantages of this condition base is you can minimize inventory costs, since you can order a part when you plan to do the repair, so you don't need to hold as much as the inventory. So now we're gonna talk about the disadvantages of this condition-based maintenance. And the first one is condition monitor tools can be very expensive. In some cases, you need to go as far as to make a certain modification to your assets so you can retrofit monitoring equipment. The second advantages is there is a chance that you will damage the sensors, since you will be working in a harsh operating condition and you will forced to replace them on a regular basis, which often isn't very cheap. The last disadvantages for this maintenance is unpredictable peak times. As you are only doing maintenance when the data show that you need to do maintenance, there will always a chance that multiple assets will need to be maintained at the same time. So this will definitely challenge your maintenance team. So now I will talk about the last type of maintenance, which is preventative maintenance. This preventative maintenance is maintenance that is regularly performed on a piece of equipment to lessen the likelihood of its failure. So this maintenance is purposely introduced to deflect the disadvantages of the corrective maintenance by reducing the probability of occurrence of failure and avoiding sudden failure of equipment and element of the building. Advantages of this preventative maintenance is, first one, they can lowering emergency maintenance works. Preventative maintenance also can reduce the number of unexpected breakdown and maintenance requests. It also can decrease the amount of money spent on the part of an overnight, which can be expensive over time. The last advantages of this maintenance is they can improve overall equipment and system reliability so that the asset of production line continue to run uninterrupted. The last advantages of this maintenance is they can improve overall equipment and system reliability so that the asset of production line continue to run uninterrupted. Today I will be talking about the disadvantages of this preventative maintenance. The first one is unexpected failure. So I can conclude that building maintenance are very important for the building so that we can sustain the value of the building to get the positive income from the investment of the property. The next thing is property manager should know how to select the most cost-effective maintenance strategy for each individual item in the building and the optimal allocation of logistic sources such as spare part tools, machine, equipment, element, and which are needed for the execution of maintenance activity.